marketing actually is a tool which has been used to understand what the customer really needs and wants. Okay, so it can be anything. For example, take any product like smartwatch or a smart TV, smartphones. Okay, so first you have to understand what your consumer needs. Okay, so that you do a market research and market study, and then try to understand what your customer wants, and accordingly you design your product. But there is also a saying like the customers doesn't know what they really want. Okay, that's what Steve Jobs believed in. Okay, and then he created new market segment for phones, for I mean for smartphones, smartwatches, and all this iTunes and everything. Okay, so he believes in a different way. But our standard marketing concepts or scope is all about like it helps you to understand what the consumers what they really need. I mean, this stands true for the products which is already in the market. Okay, it's not talking about the product which is disrupting the industry. Okay, it's just talking about the products which are or the companies who are already in the industry and how they can thrive. Okay, and this is actually used as a study of consumer behavior. Okay, these are the people who understand the consumer. I mean, they understand okay how the market is being segmented. Okay, so market we'll discuss what is market segmentation, market targeting and all later. Okay, so for example, if there is a product, you take a smartwatch. And as this smartwatch comes in different colors. Okay, most of the people prefer neutral colors or like a black. They go for black. But some girls or the school going or college girls, they will prefer a pink watch or a colorful watches. Okay, so if you're a manufacturer and you're targeting only the college going students for the smartwatch, either you will be like doing colorful watches to attract that particular category. If you're targeting to school going girls or college going girls, but if you're trying to target the people who are above 30 or they're in 20s or in the 60s or 70s, I mean, they would be preferring all this. Other people who work in corporate, they would be preferring a different color, right? So this is based on market segmentation. The male is here. You can like divide the market to male and female, and as well as according to the age. Okay, production, planning, and development. Okay. According to the market research or the consumer research that you obtain, you understand okay how many products are being needed for that particular area or that particular domain or that particular market. You understand, and then you give the requirements to the production department. So they plan the production. Okay, how many products has to be like produced this month or this year, and accordingly they plan everything from the production until the employee recruitment. For example, imagine the demand for the laptops has been raised recently after the COVID-19. So this means the marketing people just understand how the industry is behaving, and they get into the details of okay how many laptops might be needed for the next year. They do a market research and send the numbers to the production team. Accordingly, they might buy more raw materials, they might hire new employees, or they might increase the production line. For example, I have a facility which can manufacture only 1,000 laptops per month. Okay, so but I have a demand of 1 lakh laptops in the next year. So I cannot be able to make it because I'll be able to make only 12,000 laptops. So which means I have to like increase my production unit, right? So all these things will be like done. All the investments are being done based on the um, results from the marketing team. Okay, the pricing policies is this very much important. Okay, only the marketer determines okay what is the price for any product. Okay, it's most of the time it says okay the R&D team determines it or the production team determines it. No, it's not. For example, I may be able to make a product for 20 rupees and sell it for 30 rupees, but imagine there's my competitor who's also selling the same product for the same price. I may decrease it, though I'm just aiming for profit of 10 rupees for the 50% profit, right? So I'm just making the product for 20 rupees. I'm getting 50% profit of 10 rupees. So if I sell it for 30 rupees, okay, if I'm getting competitor, I might decrease the price so that people will buy my product more. Okay, so but if marketer says, okay, no, it's not happening, no, even though our price is 30 rupees and my competitor price is 30 rupees, people are not going for it, they are buying your product only. So which means I will not increase or decrease my price. And this is kind of happening for a long period of time. I might try to increase my price because whatever price I keep, they like my product and they are buying my product. Okay, I'm just because of the quality I give or because of the brand image I have. Okay, so they will not decrease or increase the price. So only the marketing team will inform the companies how to determine their price. You take Apple. Okay, so although Apple is not the widely used cell phone throughout the world, but they are not like planning to decrease their price because they have a niche market share. Okay, their marketing team plan is to like sell it to the consumers who really buy it for the brand image. Okay, for the style, for the aesthetics. So they're not willing to decrease their product price. Distribution. Okay, so distribution channel, it's actually a very big part of marketing. It's about like how you distribute a product to the consumer. Sometimes you might just like go through e-commerce. For example, you have a lot of mobile phones coming out to the market only through the e-commerce portals like Amazon and Flipkart. If you go to a cell phone store, you know physically a brick and mortar store, you cannot find it. There are a lot of brands like that, but there are a lot of brands who just come directly in both the areas, and they'll also have their own company website, and you can go there and buy it. So there is a company website channel to buy the product, or you can just buy it through any e-commerce portal, or you can just walk into any brick and mortar store. Okay, so that particular, for example, it applies to Samsung. So Samsung has decided to go with this kind of distribution channel, and they also have their own brick and mortar stores. Samsung stores is available. So it is available in any common store, in their own brand store, in their own website, and as well as in the Flipkart, as well as in Amazon. You can take any other website. So there is no channel restriction. But if you take OnePlus, it is like available in only one particular e-commerce portal. But if you take, if you want to buy some other product, it might differ based on that particular channel the company has chosen. Okay, if you take products which are available, which are used in a day-to-day life, like for example, you take just what do you say, toiletries, your toiletries, your sanitation kit, or anything. Okay, so how do these people say that the company manufactures it, and then this has been sent to the distributor. The distributor will give it to the dealer. This dealer will give it to the retail market. I mean retail store, which is nothing to departmental store, or it can be your supermarket, or just your normal grocery shop, or a petty shop on a corner of the street. Okay, so here the channel is completely different. Okay, so the company studies all these distribution channels through the marketing activities and identify what is the channel that gives me more profit and more sales. Okay, they identify that so that they will be able to reach the maximum consumers at the minimum cost. Okay, here nowadays e-commerce is a very easy channel, right? So if I manufacture a phone for 2,000 rupees, I can sell it for 2,500 without any cost. I just have to have a website. That's all. But if you're giving it to a distributor, you have to give some profit percentage to the distributor, and to the dealer, and to the supermarket, and finally it reaches the consumer. So it is three intermediaries are there. Okay, but if you take a product which is being like imported from other country, then you'll be having at least 4 to 5 people in the intermediaries. So the profit gets distributed. That's why most of the time the product is costlier. The imported products are costlier. So you have a foreign currency exchange in place, but still because of the intermediaries, it might rise. Okay, next is promotion. So promotion, when you say promotion, it involves a lot of things. Okay, so even if you are a person who's We have been discussing that in the previous session. So we are talking about why can't I'm a freelancer? Can I build a website for me? You have been asking this question. Yes, that is personal selling. So if you are selling yourself, you're creating a website for yourself to promote yourself. That you can call it the personal selling. I mean, actually, in this case, it's totally different. When you are selling what do you say, one person to other person directly, face to face, that you can also call as a personal selling. Okay, but here in sales promotion, things are like being done differently. You can give deals and discounts. Okay, the deals and discounts, that is you're promoting a product. And through advertising, you're not giving any deals and discounts, but you're just promoting the product to create awareness. Okay, so for your product, you are selling. Okay, I can try to sell one to one, or I can do some promotion activities, or I can just do advertisements. Okay, so and there are a lot of other things are available. So maybe you can just say, okay, for this I'm launching a product, and this product I'll be giving discount for the students only. So imagine you have a laptop and you're giving discounts only to the students. So there are some this kind of promotion activities available. And for a movie, I mean, I'm talking about the normal days. And for example, if you like book a movie through HDFC card, you'll be getting a discount. But if you book the movie ticket through some other debit card, you'll not get it. Okay, this is the joint venture that the HDFC Bank and the movie booking app has like came up with. So I mean, there's a lot of promotional strategies or types are available, but you have to find the right promotional mix for your particular product so that you can achieve more profit. Okay, and next is consumer satisfaction. So consumer satisfaction is like it's a main goal for anyone. For any business you take, everybody wants to satisfy the customers, right? So through marketing only you can able to satisfy his customer by creating a relationship with the people. So nowadays it is called as the CRM. So customer relationship management is an important part of marketing where they try to understand what problem the consumer is facing when they're using the product. So for example, when I'm using the laptop, so you take Dell laptops. Most of the time, the Dell laptops like have problem, have a defect in the battery, and they have to change the batteries for a long time. This has been like happening with the Dell laptops most of the time. So in that case, maybe like when Dell find out, okay, this is a problem happening with my customers, and that's why I'm losing all my customers. They might have to like work on R&D department of in regarding the batteries, and then like find out some. Uh, methodology to solve this. Okay, so they have to really find out how the customers are feeling, so that they can keep them coming to them over a period of time. So if you're talking about the electronics or companies where they just manufacture very few products, and the consumers will be like buying it once in a while. For example, when you say a TV or a laptop or a phone, we'll be changing it from 3 to 4 years. Okay, but when you talk about FMCG goods like your soap, your face wash, or your makeup kit, or your sanitation kit, or whatever it is. So you will be like buying it very frequently. Your groceries, you'll be like buying it very frequently. So when you don't build this kind of relationship with your customers, they might like go to another brand. So here the profit comes in bulk purchase. Whereas like in the products like, or in the electronic products, in the your TV or laptop, here people will be buying it over long intervals, not very frequently. Okay, so when people buy a product very frequently, you have to keep a very good relationship. But whereas over products which has been needing it over a long period of time, yes, it's kind of okay. Okay, but still you might be like seeing if in a family you will be buying at least one or two electronics once or twice in a year. It is happening. You will be like changing your TV or your laptop or your phone every 1 year at least. At least, for example, you have like four people in a family, the kid, the grandparents, any one of them, it will be like want to change their electronics, your gadgets, right? So and marketing control. Okay, so it's not about like understanding the customers, distributions of doing promotion, understanding how they feel. You also have to like work on the control activities. When you say control activities, you have to check whether my distributor is performing better, whether the promotion which I am doing is giving me results. So you have to check on your return on investment. So you say you have spent like 2 lakh rupees on a particular sales promotion, and you found out I just made only 1 lakh out of that sales promotion. Only 1 lakh profit only I made by spending 2 lakhs, which means I should not be doing this marketing activity because I'm losing money. So you have to check on the ROI part after every promotion activity, every marketing activity, so that you understand whether it is giving me profit or not. If you're having a distribution channel with too many intermediaries, and then which is eating up your profit, then you should stop doing that. You have to cut off the intermediaries, or you have to look for different distribution channel. Okay, so you should be auditing your marketing process now and then, so that you will be able to keep your profits under control. So we have been discussing about a lot of things why marketing is important. So it's actually a study which helps you to understand your consumers and what do they really need, and it helps you to understand your production policies, plan your production, and how to price a product, and how you should distributing it, how you have to reach the consumer, either whether you can reach personally, or you can reach through a technical channel, or through people, or how are you going to promote the product, and how consumer satisfaction is very much important for any company, and how you can control all your marketing activities. Okay, so we have been discussing about a lot of things today. So hope you understood what I'm trying to tell you.